Now known as one of Hollywood's biggest stars, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did not have an easy pathway to fame. After being evicted from his childhood home, he found himself in the back of his mother's car. They were driving through traffic when the car suddenly started slowing down. As the car rolled to a stop, Johnson's mum got out of the car in the middle of the highway and started strolling towards the oncoming traffic. Massive trucks, cars swerving and diving out of the way to avoid Johnson's mum, with Dwayne saving his own mother's life when he grabbed her and pulled her back onto the gravel-hard shoulder of the road. After that experience, Johnson found himself fighting through bouts of serious depression. "I reached a point where I didn't want to do anything or go anywhere," he said. "I was crying constantly." Depression is a low mood that lasts for a long time and affects your everyday life. In its mildest form, depression can just mean being low or feeling sad. It doesn't stop you from going about your normal life, but it makes everything harder and everything feel and seem less worthwhile. At its most severe, depression can be life-threatening because it can make you feel suicidal or simply want to give up the will to live. Crying is one of the many emotional symptoms of depression, as well as withdrawal from socializing, loss of interest in previously enjoyed hobbies, constant irritability or sadness, constant pessimism, and a feeling of inadequacy and self-loathing. Symptoms of depression aren't only emotional. Physical symptoms, like a change in sleep pattern and appetite, are also common signs of depression. Constant fatigue, muscle aches, headaches and back pains are also symptoms of depression. But these are easily dismissed as stemming from another condition. This was only the start to several other low points the WWE star experienced at this time. Playing American football at the University of Miami, Johnson was building himself a promising football career, winning the national championship on the 1991 Hurricanes team. However, finding himself with little playing time because of the talent surrounding him and a growing list of injuries, Johnson had to walk away from his childhood dream of becoming a professional footballer shortly after losing his job in the Canadian Football League. As is often the case in professional sports, the end of a playing career with the Calgary Stampeders coincided with the end of a relationship with his then girlfriend. This led to his self-proclaimed worst time dealing with his mental health issues. The combination of his mother's suicide attempt, losing his childhood dream and his girlfriend in a reasonably short period of time all led to a really dark place for Johnson to work through. There are a multitude of different causes for episodes of depression occurring, which differ from person to person. Depression can be genetic, meaning they might have a family history of depression. Personal trauma, like a death of a family member or a friend, is a common cause of depression as well, as is other sources such as stress, a failed job or relationship. Often in times like these, individuals isolate themselves socially, resulting in issues and distress being bottled up and not asking for help. In experiencing depression for the first time when he was 18, Dwayne had no idea what depression was, and was dealing with severe stigmatization towards mental health at that time. Back then, he said, depression was also called get off the couch and get your shit together and change what's happening here. However, throughout his time, he went on to accept that not every problem can be tackled solo or head-on. "I was only a child," he said, "and I was always a better listener than I was a communicator in terms of sharing my feelings. And I feel like the most important thing, obviously, is communicating and realizing that asking for help when you're down and wobbling or feeling depressed is actually the most powerful thing you can do. Asking for help is not a weakness. As a matter of fact, asking for help is our superpower. And men, especially us, we fall into this trap of being really adverse to vulnerability, because we always want to be strong and feel like we can take on the world. But the truth is," he adds, "you have to ask for help, and hopefully over time learn to embrace this vulnerability and learn to embrace this idea that you can't always solve everything. A lot of times in life, as you head down the road, you're going to need help, and it's all part of life." Thankfully, The Rock is in a better place now, saying his support since opening up about his past with depression has been phenomenal. After going on to become one of the most famous actors in the world, a successful wrestler and entrepreneur, Johnson has wanted to help others going through similar issues. "It was really overwhelming and thousands of people responded," The Rock said. It all started when I helped a fan who was fighting his own battle with depression. I said, "Hey, you're not alone, we all go through it." One of the most important things that I know helped me with multiple times I had gone through my own episodes of depression was making sure that I was talking to people. You can support people that you suspect are suffering from depression by encouraging people to start small and build up their energy levels. Small amounts of physical activity has been proven to be extremely effective. Listening to them and just talking to them can help them talk through their issues, and knowing that they have someone they can talk to is a huge step for anyone.